Two guys not related, yet somehow are given the same name. It's time for the Two Daves podcast, where we'll answer the age-old question, are two Daves better than one? And now, here's Dave and Dave.
Thanks for joining the Two Daves Nation, where Santa is checking his list. In fact, he's checking it twice, and he still has no clue who the two Daves are. Hey, I'm Dave.
And I'm the other Dave. We're glad that you're here, and we'd love for you to subscribe on YouTube. And while you're on YouTube, why don't you click that bell? It will remind you every week when a new Two Daves episode is out. But you can also listen to us on all the other podcasting sites. And we're out there, Spotify, Apple, we're on all of them, man.
We're there, man.
Yeah.
We're all over. I was talking to you the other day, Dave, and it's funny, but our the people who listen to us it's kind of being a turnover from the YouTube over to all the other podcasting sites. So interesting.
Well, that is interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks again.
Maybe all the YouTube people are just disappointed that they can't see us this season after all.
Yeah, and we tried, people. We tried. We'll hopefully eventually get there.
We'll get there.
Yeah. Well, maybe 10 years or so. But hey, we're grateful you're with us, and we're into season 2. And
are we really already
right,
in season 2?
I think this is episode 8.
I don't know what episode we're
I don't
in,
know. I don't know. We're somewhere between 6 and 20, I know for sure. So anyway, hey Dave, it's time for the 2 Daves fact of the day. And our sponsor is My First Prescription Candy Pills.
That's right. In a land where doctors love to give medicine instead of treat the symptom, it's My First Prescription, just like mommy and daddy. Comes in cherry and orange, both very addicting flavors, and also comes with side effects, one daily and however many you want. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is the Two Daves fact of the day.
All right. A crocodile cannot stick its tongue out, but it can smile at you right before it rips your arm right out of the socket.
Oh, man. I've seen board members like that.
Yeah. Thank goodness I don't have any of those right now.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Dave, guess what?
Yeah.
This is our Christmas episode.
Oh, boy.
Guess what?
You warned me.
We love Christmas so much, we're doing 2 Christmas episodes this year.
I know.
That's right. So we're doing this one tonight, and then, whenever you're listening to this. And next week, you want to be sure to turn in because we've got another Christmas episode we're calling Unwrapping the Christmas Story. So you won't want to miss that.
That'll be good.
But you want to know what?
I think that'll be a good talk between two pastors talking about the real reason for Christmas.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's my favorite thing to talk about. So yeah. Dave, guess what?
Yes.
It is time.
Mm-hmm.
It is time
for 2 Daves fact of the day.
No.
Oh,
it's time for me to make you look like an idiot.
Oh boy.
It is time for a quiz.
Okay.
And I'm doing this now. You might get more of these than what I want you to, because this is about your favorite Christmas movie.
Okay.
Can you guess which movie it is?
Are you doing the Charlie Brown Christmas?
No, I'm talking about theatrical movie.
A White Christmas.
Oh no, it's about Home Alone.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Okay, I'm going to start out with a pretty easy one.
Okay.
What athlete cardboard cutout makes an appearance in Home Alone?
Michael Jordan.
That is correct for 1 point.
Yeah, all right. 1 point. I'm keeping track of this.
Okay. All right.
1 point.
Question number 2. Who portrayed the Wet Bandits?
Joe Pesci.
Yes.
And Daniel Stern.
Very good. There's another point.
Yes.
Mr. M.
Yes.
All right. Who portrayed Buzz's girlfriend?
Buzz himself.
That is incorrect. It was actually art director Dan Webster's son.
What?
Yeah.
That's funny.
The director, Chris Columbus, did not want a girl because he felt it would be insulting to the girl since, your girlfriend, woof. And so he wanted a boy dressed up as a girl. So he used the art director's son. Yeah.
Good play right there.
Yeah.
Smart move.
So -5 points for you there.
Great. Okay. I'm at -3 then. Okay.
All right. Which actor improvised most of his lines?
John Candy.
That is correct.
I think he came in one day.
Yes.
And did it all in one day.
23-hour day.
Yeah.
It was a very long day, and he improvised most of his lines.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. He had experience working with Catherine O'Hara. They had done SCTV together.
Right.
And they were good friends. And so they just had fun that day.
Well, I think John Hughes and John Candy were good buds as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, that's a point for you. All right. Here's the next question for you. What is the name of the movie within a movie?
Yeah, it's it has devil in it. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I can't remember it now.
It's Angels with Filthy Souls.
Oh.
So that's -5 points for you, bub.
-7. Okay.
You're -7 now. Okay. Next question. What were the ornaments made of that Marv steps on?
I think sugar.
Yeah. Yep. They were candy ornaments made of sugar. Yep. So you get a point.
And that's a trick of the trade, I know.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Right.
All right.
It looked real though, didn't it?
It really did. Yeah.
Yeah. It was.
And when he's
painful.
screaming, he was not in agony. So
Yeah.
All right. Macaulay Culkin's little brother plays a character in the movie. What character does he portray?
He's the one that drinks Pepsi.
Yep. You remember his name?
His name is give me a second here. His name is oh great. I think his name is what his actual name is.
No.
Is it Corey?
I will give you a half a point.
Yeah.
Since you told me who his character is, he's one who drinks a Pepsi. His name is Fuller.
Fuller, that's right.
Yeah, his cousin.
Yeah.
All right.
I was never good with names, Dave. Never good with names.
Oh, you're never good with names. All right. What was director Chris Columbus's biggest fear as a child? And this has something to do with the movie.
Yeah, I think it was being left alone in a shopping center or something like that.
Nope. His biggest fear was burglars.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
-5. All right. Who was the role of Uncle Frank originally written for? I got this question because I thought this would be interesting to you, even if you don't know the answer.
Okay. He was on a TV show, right?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
A TV show that you love and that I don't.
Yeah. It was I can't think of his name.
Matter of fact, I'm even going to give you a bigger hint. He was actually on 2 TV shows. He was on one, and then he was the star of the spinoff.
Oh yeah, it was Frasier. It was Kelsey Grammer.
It was. I went too far. Yep, Kelsey Grammer is correct.
Yep.
You
Thank
get a point.
All right.
All right. There is a legend that what dead rock star is seen in the Scranton airport?
Yeah. What is it? Is it Bob Dylan?
No. Bob Dylan's still alive, man. Isn't Bob Dylan still alive?
Okay. Oh, Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley. Yeah.
I had to think about that. Okay.
All right. You know what? I'll still give you a point.
Okay, good.
All right. How many times was the statue in front of the door hit?
Okay, I got to walk through this. It was hit the night that they all ordered pizza. There's one.
Mhm.
It was hit when they came to pick him up in the van. There's two.
Mhm.
It was hit when Macaulay ordered.
Mhm.
That's three.
Mhm.
I think, let me see. And then Marvin, Harry, I think hit it.
Mhm.
Four.
That is correct. Ding,
All
ding,
right.
ding.
Woo!
4 times.
Yes.
All right. What are the only traps Kevin isn't shown setting up?
The only trap. Okay, this is one, correct?
There are 2 traps that Kevin is not shown setting up in that montage.
Well, I think it's the treehouse one, isn't it?
Nope.
Okay, hold on. Let me think. It's oh, wait a second. Um is it where they trip? No, they said that one. I don't know which one is it.
The blowtorch and the iron.
Oh, the iron coming down.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right. Yep.
All right.
You're correct. I'll give you a point.
Thank you. What movie does Kevin turn on when he first notices his family is missing?
Oh man.
This will be a precursor to something we're talking about later in the episode. One of my favorite Christmas movies.
Yeah, it's um is it an older movie?
Yep.
Like Holiday Inn?
It is not Holiday Inn.
White Christmas?
It is not White Christmas.
Wow.
It is
Christmas Story.
Miracle on 34th Street.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Wow.
All right. I got one more question for you.
All right.
What other crime does Harry Lime commit at the beginning of the movie?
Yeah, it'd be impersonating an officer.
Yes, that is correct. Impersonating a
Yeah.
police officer.
I did pretty good.
You did actually quite well. Yeah.
Negative
You can tell-
25 points, but I'm still pretty good.
You can tell that that is one of your favorite movies.
It is.
Yeah.
I did okay with that.
Yeah.
Well,
All right. Well, what are we going to do now?
before we get into, I mean, we're going to talk about our Christmas movies. I mean, that's what we love. We love Christmas. Christmas is our favorite, holiday.
And I know we talked about this when we did two of Dave's favorite, we did the 2 Dave's favorite things. I think we talked about our favorite Christmas movies, but we're going to do a little bit more of an in-depth deep dive today.
Yeah. And I don't want people to think that we're shallow because I look at Christmas and I split it up into 2 parts. One, the national holiday.
Yeah.
Okay. So we celebrate the holiday, family, movies, food,
Yes.
friends, all that kind of stuff. Next week we'll deal with
The nitty
the
gritty.
real reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. So we're not trying to promote the secular side over the biblical side. So,
Right.
but it's kind of like Easter. There's a national holiday, Easter.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And but we know why we celebrate Easter.
Yeah.
As I think there's a few other ones as well.
There are some Christians who don't like to celebrate Christmas because it was originally, Jesus was not born on December the 25th. The Christmas holiday was ripped off from the world. It was a pagan holiday.
Right.
And so therefore they don't, and I don't want to talk against anybody's personal beliefs or personal convictions. But as far as I'm concerned, man, if we can rip the world off a few times and take something that's evil and turn it around for good, let's do it.
Well, and the other thing, Dave, is look at how our culture is wanting to even take away or pervert the old ways of the holiday.
Yes.
I mean, we're just, let's not get so down to like you say, the nitty gritty where, oh, I hate it when the world takes Christ out of Christmas. Well, what do we think people who don't know Christ are going to do? That they've already taken Christ out of their life,
That is exactly what I preached on Sunday morning, Dave.
Oh, really?
I said, why not let people who don't know Jesus celebrate Christmas in a non-Christian fashion because they don't know Jesus?
Right.
It's like going to somebody's birthday party. You don't know them.
Right.
Let them celebrate as they want. Now, it bothers me. I think Christians take Christ out of Christmas, and I think Christians take Christ out of Christian. To be honest with you, I think we need to, but we'll talk more about that next week.
Yeah, I agree. So, we're just dealing with the festive.
Yes. Tonight's just
holiday,
the fun part.
Yeah. So, I thought it'd be fun to kind of talk about how has Christmas changed for us over the years? And I think, there's some real obvious answers to this. Yes. Of course, as you age, Christmas looks different, Yes. Mm-hmm. As a child, I grew up. Yeah, it does. And I remember, you and me both probably, we grew up in poor homes.
Yeah.
And like most parents, they didn't let their kids know how poor they really were.
Right. Oh, exactly. I didn't know it. I never knew how poor we were.
And I loved how my mom and dad, you don't have to have money to celebrate.
That's right.
Christmas, the holiday. You don't have to.
Always had Christmas. Yep. And it was always a big deal at our house.
I
Thanks to my mom.
Yeah.
My dad grew up very poor in the Depression, one of 9 kids.
Yeah. And
he had a dad who was kind of akin to Ebenezer Scrooge. And so they didn't celebrate Christmas a whole lot. So consequently, by the time we came along, Christmas just wasn't a big deal to him. But to my mom, it was a big deal. And so we had Christmas because of her. So
yeah. Well, let's face it. I think the mom kind of drives some of that. Now, I think in our family, it's both my wife and I.
It's definitely both of us here. Yeah. You and I are both big Christmas guys.
Yeah, we are. And, how we celebrate Christmas is our business.
That's exactly right.
However you want to celebrate it, that's fine. Yeah. I'm not going to push my ways on you, and you don't have to push your ways on me. That's just kind of.
I kind of like hearing how people celebrate the holidays.
I do too. Yeah.
It's kind of fun. But how it's changed over the years. I kind of like there's it's been around for several years, but it's the stages of life according to Santa Claus. I don't know if you've seen that. Stage number 1, you believe in Santa Claus.
Oh yeah.
Stage number 2, you don't believe in Santa Claus. Stage number 3, you are Santa Claus. Yes. Stage number 4, you look like Santa Claus. And I kind of think that we're kind of in number 4 there.
We're getting ready. I've played Santa several years. So
is that right?
Oh yeah.
It really is. That kind of describes how Christmas has changed. At first, it's all about us. We're excited about the presents. And then we're not into Santa Claus anymore. Maybe we're a little too cool to admit that we're excited about presents, but we still like them. And then it totally shifts. Well, we're not really excited about what we're getting. We're excited to see what our kids are getting, what they, to see their faces. Yeah. And then, when our kids are all grown, my kids are adults now. And now it's a new generation of grandkids. Now it's really kind of, for me, the focus is family and the nostalgia. Just trying to hold on to the nostalgia of Christmas.
Well, you have grandkids now.
Yes, we have grandkids, and that's good.
So we're not there, so that's going to change again for us.
It is.
But I think let me state something, Dave, because you were talking earlier how sometimes people want to how do I want to say it? They want to bring their religious holy views and put a damper on the holiday. And one of the things is like, how could you get your kids to believe in Santa Claus?
Yes. Yeah. That's a big thing. I would never lie to my kids about Santa. Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted them to believe as long as they could. For one of the reasons for me was that there was the age of innocence almost, you know?
Yep.
I knew before too long that's going to be over with.
Yep.
So I would kind of not lie to them, but I would just kind of, embellish some stories because they would ask me, did you ever see Santa? And it was just part of the whole time together that we had to. It was fun.
You know what I did one time?
Huh.
This is when the girls had upstairs bedrooms. And so on Christmas Eve, we told them, go to bed because Santa's coming. And they got up to bed. And before they went to sleep, I was downstairs and I went, ho, ho, ho. And Amy was so excited because she was convinced that she heard Santa. All right. Well, it was about a year or two later when I was trying to, kind of break it that I was Santa. And so just in front of her, I went, ho, ho, ho. She says, Dad, you sound just like Santa.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. Well, I played Santa in front of Clay when he was probably 3 years old or 4 years old. And he was like, he looked at me up and down like, I think I know him, but I'm not for sure.
That's funny.
That was fun.
Yeah,
that was fun.
That's great.
I don't know. Times change in the sense of I'm very nostalgic. So I still, and we'll talk about this later on, but I still like watching the old variety shows.
Sure.
I love the old Christmas music. I just loved that time. It was a simpler time.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed to be more innocent in a sense. And it was just more family friendly. I like it when it's Christmassy,
Do you remember, younger listeners will not understand this, but you and I will understand the excitement and the anxiety waiting for those things to come in the mail.
Oh,
those
yeah.
three
From Montgomery Ward,
Sears, and J.C. Penney, the Christmas catalog. Oh my goodness. We come home from school. Are they here yet? Are they here yet? And as soon as we get them, we pour through those and make our Christmas list. Man, that's something that we don't have anymore. And that was so much fun.
I was at an antique store not too long ago in Marshalltown, and there was an old Montgomery Ward Christmas book.
Oh, really?
Oh, I remember, and I think it was like 70, 75, 76, something like that.
Oh, I would love to see that.
The perfect time. I should have bought it. I don't know why I didn't.
That was right when we were getting them, man. Yeah.
Oh man, I would be marking everything. I'd be dreaming. I'd be just, I'd be salivating at the mouth, just oh man, yes.
Oh yeah.
And
I wanted everything in those catalogs.
It was great.
Yeah. Like,
it was
no, David, you cannot have a bra. Yeah.
I thought that was a slingshot.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was so much fun. But, like you say, as you get older, kind of things change. And, I love to see now, and I've tried to instill this also in my kids, to not be so concerned about what I'm getting, but what I'm giving. And so we established a new tradition when my kids were still little. Instead of gathering, taking all the presents from under the tree and gathering around the person who gets them, we pull them out of the tree and gather them around the person who's giving them. And then we start with the oldest person in the room. At that time, it was my dad, Grandpa, and he would give his present to the youngest person in the room, which at that time would have been Hannah. And then we would all watch as that person would rip open their present. And then that oldest person would give a present to every person in the room one at a time. And then we just go down through that way. And it's first of all, it stretches it out. It lasts all morning long. But also it's really instilled something, just the joy of watching somebody else's face open a present. And my kids today still, as they're adults, they love to do that.
I love it. That's a good tradition, Dave.
It is. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, it goes on a long time.
Oh yeah. Well, just speaking of that now, last year, my parents weren't with us. They were online with us,
Oh, it was COVID. Yeah.
Yeah. And, but I had all of our kids back. It had been three years since all of us had been together. And it's very important to me. I love that time.
Yep.
Well, good old Santa dad kind of went overboard, and so did Mrs. Claus' mom. And our Christmas opening presents was right around 2 hours and 15 minutes long.
You know what? That's okay.
We took
That's
our
okay.
time,
Yeah.
and it's just fun,
Yeah.
you know.
It
And
is fun.
you don't have to buy real expensive gifts.
No. And honestly, my sister, when she was still living, she had a cat that we had a love-hate relationship, me and that cat did. And so my sister started getting a gag gift every year for me from the cat. And it started with one time I was preaching a message and my sister happened to be there. And I said something like, you know, that when you get white gym socks from somebody, that's somebody that doesn't like you. And she knew right away what she's going to do. And sure enough, I opened up a present from Jamie the cat. It was white gym socks. And every year after that, until my sister died, I got a gag gift from the cat. And it was a highlight of the day. We looked forward to it. It was something stupid. Like one time I got a Justin Bieber Christmas CD, which was the worst present that anybody could ever ask for. But it was just so much fun. Just, it wasn't about the gift. It was just about the fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's good. I love to laugh. We at my in-laws, we do a white elephant
Oh,
exchange.
yeah, that's always fun.
So that's always on Christmas Eve, and we have pizza, homemade pizza, and all that kind of stuff, and lots of laughter. I don't know if we'll do that this year. My father-in-law is not in very good shape, but we'll see. But that was fun. And then the next day we have an exchange.
Yeah.
Charlotte's family is a little bit different than mine. Of course, she has so many siblings, and mine.
How many does she have?
So she has 2 sisters and a brother.
Okay.
And then all those have kids, So
yeah, that changes the dynamics a lot.
The brother. And now the brother's is a missionary overseas, so we rarely see him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it's a little bit different than growing up as a only child.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna have Christmas early this year because my oldest son and daughter-in-law are here early, so we're gonna have many Christmases.
Yeah, we had Christmas right after Thanksgiving, actually, with our middle daughter Amy and her husband, because they won't be here for Christmas. So we had Christmas with them, but then of course we'll still have Christmas with the rest of the family on Christmas. So yeah, it'll be fun.
I think that's the other thing that we've learned over the years is Christmas is not about the date.
Right.
It's about the time spent with family.
Exactly.
So whenever it is, it is.
Have you heard Matthew West's song "One Last Christmas"? Oh man, I'm not going to talk about it because I'll start crying. But listen to it. Matthew West, "One Last Christmas." Oh boy. Anyway.
You want me to cry too?
Yes, I do.
Oh boy. But what? Anyway. Okay. Well, we better move on before we start,
That's right.
Sniffling.
We are talking about our favorite Christmas movies tonight. And Christmas movies are not necessarily the most critically acclaimed movies that are ever released. And as a matter of fact, we've looked up, there was actually an article written on the psychology behind our love of bad Christmas movies. Psychologist Dr. Lishman says the made-for-holiday movies are filled with nostalgia, taking us back to simple childhood memories when life wasn't so complicated. And that's absolutely why I love them.
Right.
Nostalgia not only brings up emotions we attach to memories of people, events of the past, and places we've been, but it sparks a particular reaction in our brains. These types of movies make our brain lighter, explains Dr. Daryl Watson, a senior consultant psychiatrist and clinical senior lecturer at the University of Adelaide.
It goes on to say, if you think about it, they have a certain soundtrack to them that might be contemporary or stuck in a past time. I agree with that.
Yep.
That hits our brain through our ears. And what's that? The schmaltzy?
Schmaltzy, yeah.
Yeah. Music or Christmas music is something that part of our brain has a memory for, but it isn't something that most of us hit our brain within, with 52 weeks of the year. It's just that special time, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hearing these songs for only a few weeks of the year leads to specific auditory stimulation of the brain. as does seeing particular holiday specific scenes that remind us of Christmas. I think even commercials, where it's snowing, I'm like, oh, Christmas.
Yeah.
Other
What
imagery.
about live nativities?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Other imagery such as cooking, buying presents, and devouring a turkey feast. They all invoke memories of our own experiences with those things.
Yeah, those shopping channels are very popular this time of year. I don't think it's just because people are shopping on them, but they love to see what's on for the Christmas,
Yeah.
But anyway, all those things light up and they're all connected, explains Dr. Watson. So at the risk of laboring the metaphor, it's like lighting up your own Christmas, your own brain Christmas tree. Did I say that right?
Yeah, your own brain Christmas tree. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a set of Christmas type memories that these movies are flicking off, and then your brain's lighting up metaphorically like a Christmas tree.
Yeah. Dr. Lishman is certain many people will be yearning for escapism, and there will be an increase in demand for the cheesy movie, for a relaxing, feel-good fix. And if you ask me, lighting up your brain like a Christmas tree with some bad Christmas movies, it kind of sounds like a pretty cool idea, doesn't it?
It does.
The 2 Daves to the rescue.
Okay, so we want to talk about these Christmas movie favorites and the characters and the soundtrack and all the things that we really kind of love and cherish about the Christmas holiday season. So, Dave, we're going to first talk about the non-animated Christmas movie favorites.
The non-animated, the theatrical releases, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll let you start. And here's how, our lists, we came up with our lists on our own. So we don't know what the other person has. So if you mention one, then and if I have the same thing, I'll say, hey, I have that as well. So
and I'm sure that we are going to have some bleed over here. I went ahead because I cannot, if you remember from last year when we did the 2 Days favorite things, I cannot rank 1 to 8 here. So I just alphabetized mine. All right. So my first one on the list is Christmas with the Cranks. Do you have that one?
I have Christmas with the Cranks.
Christmas with the Cranks. It's a 2004 movie with Tim Allen, Jamie Lee Curtis, Dan Aykroyd, and M. Emmett Walsh. With their daughter Blair away, Luther and Nora Crank decide to skip Christmas altogether until she decides to come home, causing an uproar when they have to celebrate it at the last minute. Yeah, I like it. I read the book by John Grisham. I enjoyed the book, but I also enjoyed the movie. Yes, it's a little like a lot of my favorite Christmas movies. It's outlandish. Yeah. It's not necessarily believable in some spots, but it's still just good. It's just good, clean fun.
I love it. I love it. It bombed in the box office, by the way.
Right.
But not in our home. It's a bestseller. I enjoy the whole adventure that, Blair's going away on a, Peace Corps type trip. And
she's on Peace Corps.
She's not going to come home for Christmas. So, good old Tim Allen decides, let's skip Christmas and let's go on a cruise. And it's good.
Yeah.
I love it.
We also listed separately our favorite characters in Christmas movies. One of my favorite characters is Vic Frohmeyer in this movie.
Mine too.
I love Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd, by the way.
He is great. He is, at first you go, I'm not sure. He may be the villain. He's not the villain.
No.
He's the one, pardon me. I'm not getting
all choked up about this. No,
he is the one who just rallies the neighborhood together behind Luther. Well, not really so much Luther, but Blair. Yeah. But, but he rallies the neighborhood behind, and they're able to save Christmas because of him. So I like Vic.
Well, what are some other things you like about that movie? Now, first of all, I think Dan Aykroyd needs to be in more Christmas movies.
Yeah.
I mean, he's great. I really enjoy him.
He is good. Yeah. I like the relationship between Tim Allen and M. Emmett Walsh, who plays his neighbor, his crotchety neighbor.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, that actor, M. Emmett Walsh, played Tim Allen's father-in-law in Home Improvement. And
That's right.
yeah, he was Jill's dad.
I'll be.
Yep.
That
And
was
I like that
man.
relationship there. That's yeah. And you know, I don't care from the very beginning. I don't care how nasty they are to each other. You can see a mutual admiration there, and I like that.
I love the ending's great.
Yes, it is.
And you know, I like the Christmas party, the Christmas Eve party.
Yeah. Yep.
Is something I'm. Now this is weird. I need to get a life. I know, but it's kind of like it's fun to watch them, you know, gather their food together last second, and then they're decorating the house, and on it goes, and they're party. They're singing. Yes. They're, you know, talk. It's just fun. It makes me want to have a Christmas Eve party.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's one of the appeals of the appeal of the movie is that it kind of sucks you into the movie that you feel like, I wish I was there.
Yeah. I wish I had a neighborhood like that.
Yeah. I love the priest, Tom Poston. Is that right?
His last movie. Yep.
And he's at the mall, and there's the cranks. They're getting what are they getting? Tan, right? And they're not wearing very appropriate clothing. They just swim, you know, stuff, but they look terrible in it. And that's a funny scene right there. And the gal who's behind the tanning booth,
she's hilarious.
Oh man, that's a good movie.
I like it when Tim gets the Botox and he's trying to eat peaches. They keep falling out of his mouth, as only Tim Allen can do.
I don't know why that bombed. So I went to the movie. I saw that at the movie theater.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah. And it used to be my wife and I would take the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and that would be the beginning of our shopping for Christmas. We did some shopping, and then we ate a nice meal together, and we went to a movie. And there always used to be a Christmas movie. Not that way anymore.
No, yeah, it isn't. Yeah, we always did that too. On Black Friday, we would watch a Christmas movie in the theater.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so you got the friendship connections were good, and yeah. Okay.
It's just it's a feel-good movie.
It is. Mm-hmm. It is. You're like Roger Ebert, or what's the Siskel's name?
Gene Siskel.
Gene Siskel.
Yep.
Because this next one is Irving Berlin's 1954 classic. This
White Christmas.
White Christmas. Is that on your list?
It is not. It's not one of my favorites. It isn't.
Really?
Right.
Well, I wish I could do what you did to Christmas with the Cranks, but White Christmas is a World War II setting, and Danny Kaye and Bing Crosby are, they're in this, and I just love the whole premise of the movie. They get out of the war, and they do singing together. They put a show together. They take it on the road, and then they're going to have, I think it's Christmas break. Is that right? Or Thanksgiving break? I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
And anyway, one of their friends in the Army, they decided to go see the Sister Act down in Florida.
Sisters.
And, and there's Rosemary Clooney. Here's the thing. Bing Crosby was 51. Rosemary Clooney was 26 at the time.
Really?
Yeah.
And Rosemary is George Clooney's mother, right?
No, aunt.
Oh, aunt. Okay.
All right. Yeah. And then Vera, what's her name? The sister, Vera, I can't remember her last name. I'm bad. But she did not sing. She sang in the movie, but it wasn't her voice. It was Rosemary Clooney.
It was dubbed.
Yeah. But the whole soundtrack is incredible. The choreography, the dancing, how the general comes back into play. And I mean, it's a long movie.
Vera
Ellen. That's right. It's a long movie. She's a great dancer, by the way. But the chemistry of the characters, especially between Danny Kaye and Bing Crosby's.
Yeah, that's great, isn't it?
I love that. And then the music, the dancing, the scenery is just so it takes you into Christmas. I love it. And I also love the comedy that's in it. Yeah, it's not like today's comedy, of course, but it's pretty good. It's the old school comedy, and I like the old school romance that takes place.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just a fun movie. I can sing every song and know quite a bit of the dialogue that's in it.
I bet you do.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Let me give you my second one. It's Elf. Do you have that on your list?
I have Elf.
All right. Elf from 2003 with Will Ferrell, James Caan, Bob Newhart, and Zoe Deschanel. Raised as an oversized elf, a human travels from the North Pole to New York City to meet his biological father, who doesn't know he exists and is in desperate need of some Christmas spirit. It is one of my favorites. One that we saw in the theater when it first came out.
Yep, I did.
I like it. This is also one of the movies that I list as one of my favorite soundtracks.
I love it. I have it.
Do you? Yeah, because you hear that music, dun, 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 and you're automatically there. You're automatically in the story, and it brings you, just gives you the spirit of Christmas. I like Elf.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. It's just, I think it's Will Ferrell's best character.
Oh yeah, I'm not a Will Ferrell fan, but
I'm not either.
Buddy the Elf is one of my favorite characters.
Yeah. Yeah, he plays it so well.
He does. He's so innocent.
And the whole, he's an elf. You know, he's a human, but he is an elf, like in the snowball scene, and and how he eats and sleeps. You know, it's funny. He's just so innocent in that, you know, and I just love the interaction that he has with his family.
Yes.
And
Tickle
Bob
fight.
Newhart. Yeah, tickle fight. Yeah. Well, how did he make that rocking horse? It's good. It's good. I love the connection between him and Zoe is really good.
Yeah, Zoe does a great job in that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, good. And
then them singing "Baby It's Cold Outside" together.
Oh man,
it's great.
Yeah.
And then in the end credits,
what's that?
In the end credits, it's Zoe Deschanel and what was his name? He was the voice of the Snowman. They're the ones that sing the song together.
Was it Burl Ives? No,
he was a black guy. I've lost it. I'll have to look it up. But
oh yeah. He was a singer, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I really should go.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. No, again, you mentioned the Christmas soundtrack. We have that, and the songs in there are great.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Leon Redbone.
Oh yeah, sure. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. That's good.
Your turn.
Mine is The Bells of St. Mary's.
Oh, you know what? I didn't put that on my list, but it could have been. It just didn't quite make it. I actually put it as a movie, a non-Christmas movie that I like to watch at Christmas, because there's not a lot of Christmas time in it. Am I right?
Right. There's not a whole lot of Christmas time in it. It was a movie. Now, I grew up with, in our household, just me, only child.
Yeah.
That was a movie we watched every Christmas.
Oh, really?
Christmas
Yes.
Eve. Now, my kids, this is a movie we usually watch at Grandpa and Grandma Haney's. So,
okay.
And we watch it on video cassette. You know, it's still, so it is great. Tradition.
It's from 1945 with Bing Crosby, Ingrid Bergman, Henry Travers, and William Gargan. At a big city Catholic school, Father O'Malley and Sister Benedict indulge in friendly rivalry and succeed in extending the school through a gift of a building. And it's good. It is.
I like the moral of the story.
Mm-hmm.
I like the singing, of course. The Bells of St. Mary it's not a long song, but I love to hear the gals sing, you know, the nuns sing with him.
Listen, anytime you get Bing Crosby to sing, you got a good movie going on.
And the relationship between Ingrid Bergman and Bing Crosby was that of playful at times,
Yeah.
tense,
Mm-hmm.
and very again, there were times that you would look at this and go, well, Bing's not, he's wanting to do everything that's opposite of what she wants, but he had her best interest all the way.
Yeah. And we don't want to spoil the movie in case you haven't seen it, but yeah, there was
it's been around since 1945, so if you haven't seen it yet, you might want to get out there and find it somewhere.
Exactly. But yeah, their chemistry was great.
Yeah. I think it is on
Bing Crosby and Ingrid Bergman. They seem like two totally different actors, and they were, but they really were a good team in that movie.
They were. It was an interesting. I love the old man that had the building. He was good.
Yes, Henry Travers.
Henry. Yeah.
Yep.
He was Clarence, right?
Yeah, he was Clarence the Angel.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Well, my next movie is Home Alone, and I know you have that one.
I have 1 and 2 together.
1 and 2. Okay. I'm not as big a fan of number 2.
You're not?
No, yeah, because to me, it was just simply a repeat of number 1. And I'm good with just the original.
Oh.
So, yeah. But that's okay. We'll talk about both of them. Let me mention the first one, though, first. It's from 1990 with Macaulay Culkin, Joe Pesci, Daniel Stern, and John Hurd. An 8-year-old troublemaker must protect his house from a pair of burglars when he's accidentally left home alone by his family during Christmas vacation.
It was the first time I'd ever been in a movie theater where people were laughing so hard you couldn't hear the movie.
Really?
Did you go to the movie theater?
I did, yes. Yep.
It was a surprise.
It was a surprise to everyone. No one thought that it would be that good.
It was so good. And the second one I went to, people were like, we're not going to laugh. They laughed just as much as the second one in the theater.
I have as 2 of my favorite characters, the Wet Bandits. I like the reckless abandon. Neither Joe Pesci nor Daniel Stern believed that the original Home Alone was going to go anywhere. They thought it was a steaming pile of poo. And so they just decided to have fun with it. They just went over the top, and it made for 2 of the best characters ever in Christmas movies. I think I love Marv and
Harry.
Yeah, thank you.
Harry.
Yeah.
I can't believe you don't like the second one.
Yeah, it's just like I said, it's just more of the same. I think the exact same plot.
Well, give me more of the same. That was good.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I don't know.
It even has Donald Trump.
Yeah, It's the music, the setting, it's all fun. If there was ever a movie I wanted to see over again, it was that one, and I've seen that probably 75 times or 100. And it's a movie that has been around again since 1990. The second one came out, I believe, in 92.
I think you're right.
And it's a movie that you can watch over and over and over and over again and laugh almost just as hard as you did the first time.
Oh, yeah. We watched it here just the other night, and we're still just cackling. And how many times have we seen it? We've seen it maybe 2 times every year. So we've seen it about 60 times.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a classic at our house.
Yeah.
So, and Macaulay Culkin was a great pick for that movie.
Yeah, he really was.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it was the role he played in Uncle Buck that set up the Home Alone.
It was.
Character.
It was. That's the actor that they envisioned because of his role in Uncle Buck. Now they still auditioned a couple hundred boys because even though that's who they envisioned, they wanted to at least try out some others. But all along, Macaulay was the one that they decided to go with.
Yeah. And again, the music in that movie is
John Williams. John Williams is a genius.
Yeah.
And when he got a hold of it, he wasn't the original scorer, But when he got a hold of it, he just transformed it into, well, the reason why he took the movie is because he thought that the script was enchanting. And that would be a good description of the music, I think. Just it's enchanting music.
Now, did he take it over after the first? What was it? Who had it first? Was
I can't
it Warner
remember.
Brothers that had it, and then
I don't.
Fox took it over?
I don't know. I can't tell you that.
But anyway, they thought it was going to be done for. They actually thought it was never going to be put on the big screen.
Yeah, straight to
they
video.
ran out of money, and it was little money really, but man, they made a killing. I don't know. I think it's like $270 million they made on the first
It's in
movie.
the Guinness Book of World Records.
It is?
Yes. I can't remember the amount, but it made the Guinness Book of World Records. It was so huge.
Yeah. Well, that was it was a great movie. And I have the soundtrack for that. It's kind of different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now there's one on the musical score, the first one, and then the second one is a soundtrack of the songs that are the original Christmas songs played in both movies.
I'm dreaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
But I can understand how just listening to the score may not be that uplifting. You have to see it with the movie. You have to listen to the music with the movie, but the music is great.
Now, did I share this with you 2 years ago? The Christmas prior to COVID, we were at a big theater place in Des Moines, and we watched the Des Moines Symphony play the background music to Home Alone 1. So it was incredible to watch that.
Oh, okay.
They were so good. Yeah, it was good.
Wow, that does sound good.
Yeah, yeah. All right, is it my turn?
It's your turn.
It's funny how we have a lot of these are the same, you know.
Yeah.
This next one is Santa Claus 1 and 2.
Oh, okay. Now I have the Santa Claus. Again, I was not a fan of number 2, but I really liked the first one from 1994 with Tim Allen, Judge Reinhold, Wendy Crewson, and Eric Lloyd. When a man inadvertently makes Santa fall off his roof on Christmas Eve, he finds himself magically recruited to take his place.
It's great.
Oh, yeah. That's good fun.
It is classic. And then I think the second one came out in 2002.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
I remember we used to have Saturday night prayer meeting at our house. Not at our house. I'm sorry, at the church. And it was not a led prayer meeting. It was just come and pray and then leave.
Yep.
And I remember I was sitting in one of the pews in our church praying, and my little daughter, Jessica, she's at the other end, and she starts scooting closer to me, closer to me, closer to me, closer to me. Then she gets on my lap and she says, I want to, and then whatever that little girl says when she gets on Tim Allen's lap.
That was good. Was that like in a restaurant, wasn't it?
No, it was in the park.
Oh, the park. That's
he
right.
was there for his little boy's soccer game.
Yeah.
And that little girl just starts scooting closer to him and closer to him. And when she did that, it was doing everything I could to keep from busting up laughing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Somewhere down inside of me, I would love to see him do one more.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like Santa Claus dies. I don't know, something like that.
Oh my goodness.
No, but I mean,
well,
that would be fun.
He had a tweet. He tweeted recently a picture of him. He's not shaved, so his beard is grown out. And he said, it's that time of year again to get back to work or something like that. That's great.
Let the transformation begin.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good movie. And you know what? I don't remember much about the music in that one at all. Isn't that kind of funny?
No, I don't either. Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of, they used a lot of old songs, you know, like for instance, they transitioned a lot with,
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You got to love that.
They did. You love that. But that one, again, it's not about the music. It's funny how some of those, that's what it's all about. I mean, it's a lot of it's the atmosphere of the music.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess it's my turn, right?
It's your turn.
My next one is It's a Wonderful Life from 1946. Is that on your list?
It's not.
It's not. With James Stewart, Donna Reed, Lionel Barrymore, and Thomas Mitchell. An angel is sent from heaven to help desperately frustrated businessmen by showing him what life would have been like if he had never existed. It is a haunting,
it's a great movie.
Exactly. It's haunting. It's nostalgic. It's just a beautifully made movie. It literally is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
And it is our Christmas Eve tradition to watch that.
Yeah, that's good. That's kind of like Bells of St. Mary for me.
Yeah.
And yours is that. I like It's a Wonderful Life.
It's just not in your top 8. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like kind of like I like The Wizard of Oz, but it's not my favorite.
Sure. Yeah.
You know.
2 of my favorite characters come from It's a Wonderful Life. George Bailey. You have to love George Bailey because of his persistence and his selflessness. And then Clarence the Angel.
Yeah.
Clarence the Angel. He's absolutely one of my favorite Christmas characters of all time.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
He is good.
Played by Henry Travers. Yep.
Yeah. I love the scene where he's back. You know, I don't want to ruin it for those that, because that came out in what year?
1946.
46. There were a couple good movies during those years.
1945, The Bells of St. Mary's. 1946, It's a Wonderful Life. 1947, The Bishop's Wife and Miracle on 34th Street.
I think 1944 or 43 was Holiday Inn.
42.
42, Holiday Inn.
Yeah, Going My Way.
40s made some good movies, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, now what about The Lemon Drop Kid? When was that?
I don't know about that one.
That's Bob Hope, and he sings the Silver Bells. Yeah, that's another great movie. We like watching that one.
Oh, do you? I'm not sure that I've ever seen that one. But
yeah, really?
Yeah. Can you believe that? I'll have to check that one out.
That's an older movie. That's a good movie.
Okay. Well, and then there's Meet Me in St. Louis, which is not a Christmas movie, but that's where Judy Garland sang Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. And that became, of course, one of the most popular songs of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That was in 1945, I believe. 44.
Good movies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good movies. Well, is it my turn?
It's your turn.
I'm trying to see if I have anything else. I mean, we've done.
I
do. Yeah, I have. Now this is weird, I know, but Unaccompanied Minors.
I don't even know what that is.
Remember, we had this conversation before. You said you're gonna have to watch it.
Oh, I didn't.
It is on Netflix, by the way, so we'll watch it. It's a 2006 movie. It was a box office flop, but it's a story about all these kids that travel by themselves, thus unaccompanied minors. Mm-hmm. They get stuck in an airport because of a blizzard, and they get thrown into this unaccompanied minors room. And I'm not gonna since you haven't
spoil
seen
it for me because I want to watch it.
But it's fun to watch. My kids loved it, and I love watching it. My mom and dad watched it for the first time with us the other night.
What did they think?
I think they liked it somewhat.
Bill and Kathy, what do you think?
Yeah.
Tell us. Comment.
They need to comment. Maybe they didn't like it. I don't know, but it's always fun to watch. And it puts you in a Christmas mood. Yeah. I like that. And it's the only thing that Lewis Black does that I like.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. I'm not a Lewis Black fan.
He's a filthy comedian and he's a angry old man, but this one was pretty good.
Well, I guess it's my turn. I have Miracle on 34th Street from 1947 with Edmund Gwynn, Maureen O'Hara, John Payne, and Gene Lockhart. After a divorced New York mother hires a nice old man to play St. Nicholas at Macy's, play Santa Claus at Macy's, she's startled by how his claim, I can't read my writing. She's startled by his claim to be the genuine article. And so when his sanity is questioned, a lawyer defends him in court by arguing that he is not mistaken. One of my favorites. It's our tradition to watch that on Thanksgiving since it starts out on Thanksgiving.
That used to be on TV all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is anymore. It probably still is on some stations.
Probably.
But it used to be.
They've remade it a couple of times. And I'm not a fan of either of the remakes. I know I have my son-in-law Marcus. He loves the remake with Mara Wilson. I'm like, nah,
Yeah.
like, just give me the original. And they even they colorized the original. I don't
Yeah.
want to see the colorized version. I want to see the original black and white.
Mm. Well, doesn't the Macy's Day Parade go on during that movie?
Yes, yeah, that's actually the start of the movie is the Macy's.
Yeah. Okay.
Parade. Yeah.
So the other thing is, back in 1947, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
It was taboo to talk about divorce.
Yes, it was. Yes.
So they're dealing with, not only are they dealing with the sacredness of Christmas back then, but they're dealing with an issue that you probably normally don't talk about at Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah. They're dealing with some reality there.
Yeah, they are.
Mm-hmm.
And who doesn't love Maureen O'Hara?
Oh yeah, she's great in everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's great. We watched The Quiet Man the other night with John Wayne.
Oh yeah.
And Maureen O'Hara. It was a great movie. Have you ever
And
watched
then-
that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And then later on in life, she was with John Candy in.
Yeah.
Was it Only the Lonely?
Only the Lonely.
Only the Lonely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She loved working with John Candy.
Did she?
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's not on my list, but doesn't mean I don't love
Right,
it.
right.
It's a great movie. I think I'm putting these ones down because there's a connection between my kids and I. With
Sure.
these.
Sure.
So they're more modern. My next one would be Fred Claus, and I've talked about this. You still haven't seen it, right?
Actually, I did see it this year.
Well, what did you think?
Pardon me. We sat down to watch it. I fell asleep on it.
Oh, great.
And we were going to pick it up the next day. And then Nita and I said, you know what? It was kind of stupid.
Oh, man.
I think we're done with it.
I'm
So
done with this podcast right now. Ladies and gentlemen,
sorry, we didn't like it.
That's all right. But I think that's the great thing about movies. Some people like, there's an appeal to it. I like the music in it, and I like Vince Vaughn and his relationship with Paul Giamatti. I think it's funny.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And
Well, Nita is personally not a Vince Vaughn fan. So that discolored her idea of it right away.
yeah. I liked his character in this though.
Yeah.
It was not a normal Christmas story.
Right. Exactly.
So it was
Yeah. So if you're wanting something out of the ordinary, yeah.
That was a 2007 movie, by the way.
2007.
I remember being in the movie theaters watching, I can't remember which movie it was. Oh, Unaccompanied Minors it was.
Oh, really? You saw
And
both at the same
I'm
time?
in Hays, Kansas in 2006 when that came out. And I remember the preview that came out, and it just had a little one about Fred Claus.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't wait the whole year, man. I just couldn't wait until it came out.
That's funny. And
Yeah.
it lived up to your expectations.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, my next one is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
It's
You have
on
that?
mine too. TV
All right.
edition for me.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. It's from 1989 with Chevy Chase, Beverly D'Angelo, Juliette Lewis, and Johnny Galecki. The Griswold family plans for a big Christmas. Those plans predictably turn into big disasters.
Who wrote that?
I can't tell you. Who wrote
Who
it?
directed it? I think it's John. That's another John Hughes movie.
You may be right about that.
Mm-hmm. I think so. Yeah.
Huh,
I
you may be
mean,
right.
Chevy Chase has got to be one of the stupidest actors. He's so funny. He's so dumb. He's funny.
You know, one of my favorite characters is Cousin Eddie,
Oh, yeah.
Randy Quaid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great,
The reason
great
why,
combination there.
in case anybody's wondering why Dave said his favorite is the TV edition. Unfortunately, the theatrical edition is they just have to ruin it with some bad language,
Yeah.
and so it's
Yeah.
good to see that language edited out.
Yeah. I mean, it is just one bad thing after another that happens in that
It's
movie.
hilarious. Again, it's over the top. A lot of the things you're like going, no, I don't believe that for a minute, but it's still just fun.
And it's hard to beat the opening music.
Yeah.
for it, you know.
Dun, dun, dun.
Everything was animated and it was just good.
Yep.
It was good. Do you have any more on your list?
I do. I have
Wow, you were able to come up with more than 5 then.
one more.
Okay, do it. Nope, I'm done.
Okay. My next one is The Preacher's Wife. It's from 1996 with Denzel Washington, Whitney Houston, Courtney B. Vance, and Gregory Hines. An angel comes to earth to help a preacher save his church and his family.
Never seen it.
Oh, you haven't? Dave, you gotta watch The Preacher's Wife. You'll love it. It's a great story of redemption. The music is great. Whitney Houston, oh my goodness, did she have a voice or what?
Yeah. That's a sad story.
Great. It's some black gospel music, and even a Dottie Rambo song that Dottie gave her permission for Whitney to sing. I go to the Rock.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm telling you what, the music in that movie just makes you want to stand and dance. It's just good. But the story is good. Denzel is good in anything he does, and that's one of my favorite characters. He plays the angel, Dudley the Angel, and a great character.
I had to watch that sometime.
Yeah, do that. And I will watch Unaccompanied Minors.
Okay, we need to do that. That'd be fun. Yeah. That'd be fun. Okay, now we're at our animated Christmas movies, and I just have a couple on this. So how many do you have?
Favorite animated Christmas movies? I have, excuse me, I gotta look. Pardon my I have 4. Three animated and one that really isn't animated, but I threw it in here.
Okay. Well, let's start.
All right. You want to go first?
Since I only have 2, yeah. Mine would be and this is a little different because it wasn't a theatrical release.
Okay.
It was the Charlie Brown Christmas.
Oh, that is my number 1 favorite.
Yeah.
Yep. I have no problem saying that is my number 1, and that is one I put down for number 1.
Yes.
Yep. Charlie Brown Christmas. It's from 1965. Depressed at the commercialization that he sees around him, Charlie Brown tries to find the deeper meaning of Christmas, and he does. Yeah. It's so good.
And that was a movie that I think it was it CBS at the time?
I think it was CBS ran it first.
But they had given them, hey, we'll come up with this, and they were running behind and trying to put things together, and Vince Guaraldi came in on the scene with this.
The greatest music ever.
Oh man. And he made the score for this. I mean, incredible. He made Charlie Brown what it is today. I mean,
absolutely.
Charles Schultz is, yes, I get it, but the music.
Yeah.
The music's incredible in it. And the soundtrack is the best.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
And you know, the obvious Christian angle from it, the network was not too excited about it. Charles Schultz said, you either get it or you don't get me.
And now it's on the 2nd year on stupid PBS.
Oh, it's on a PBS?
Yeah. Because it's too controversial to mention the name of Jesus on any of our woke channels.
Get the DVD, man. That's what we have.
Yeah.
And by the way, here's a little known piece of trivia. Linus always carries his blanket around, right? His security blanket. The only time he ever drops his blanket is when he stands up to tell the Christmas story.
That's right.
Yeah.
No. He also wraps the Christmas tree.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right.
But I think that's the only movie that he does that.
Yeah, I think so.
So,
well, my next favorite is Santa Claus is Coming to Town. It's from 1970 with Fred Astaire, Mickey Rooney, Keenan Wynn, and Paul Frees, where a mailman reveals the origin of Santa Claus.
Love that.
That's still to this day is absolutely one of my favorites. I cried when they sang "Put One Foot in Front of the Other and Soon You'll Be Walking Out the Door."
Yep.
I cried when I was a little kid, and my kids, when I told them that, they thought it was the funniest thing. But you know what? They get misty-eyed on that song.
I love it. I love it. He's got just a little bit of magic left.
Yes. Yep. Good movie.
It's good. I forgot about those. Those claymation?
Yeah, Bankin and Rass were the animators or the producers, and they were like in claymation or something. Stop motion.
Stop motion
Stop
is what
motion.
it was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. That's good. Those are really good. They came out with several of them. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention Frosty the Snowman. Anyway, the other one is A Christmas Carol by Robert Zemeckis in 2009.
Yeah.
Do you have that one?
I don't, but I should. That's a good one.
Yeah. The animation, of course, has come so far. And this was it was done well.
It was. And A Christmas Carol is one of my favorite Christmas stories.
Yeah.
And not very many iterations of it I've actually liked on screen because I like the book so much. But this one was good. Yeah.
I did a preaching series on Christmas Carol, and
Dave,
we took 4 scenes, and did it.
That would be so much fun.
Yeah,
did you record it?
No, but it was before the days of Facebook and stuff. But it was fun. It was fun, and Jim Carrey does a great job of being a Scrooge, and I like their take on it.
Yeah, it was good.
It was real good. Of course, in animation, you can do so much.
Yeah.
Those are my 2.
Those are your 2. Well, I also and these are not ones that I actually like today. But when I was a kid, I enjoyed watching them, and I look forward to them being on TV. That was in the day before you streamed and before you DVR'd and before you could buy the DVD of it. So the only time you could see it was when it was on TV.
That's right.
At Christmas time. And so that I think is the reason why I still put it down, is because of the nostalgia of it. But Frosty the Snowman, you mentioned, from 1969, where a living snowman and a little girl struggle to elude a greedy magician who's after the snowman's magic hat.
Yeah.
And then Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is from 1964, Dave. A misfit reindeer and his friends look for a place that will accept them. So, but then I also added The Muppet Christmas Carol.
I just watched that last night.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I love that movie. I didn't have room for it on my list of 8. So I decided to call it animated, even though it really isn't animated.
Well,
but it's Muppets.
Michael Caine's great in it.
Michael Caine is tremendous in it.
Of course, he's one of my favorites anyway.
Absolutely. The music is great. I mean, it's a musical. The comedy is great because it's Muppet comedy. I mean, it's narrated. Charles Dickens is Gonzo the Great, so it's going to be hilarious.
Yeah,
it's just a very good movie. It's from 1992. The Muppet characters tell their version of the classic tale of an old and bitter miser and his redemption on Christmas Eve. Yep, it's a good one.
Did you watch Michael Bublé Christmas special last night?
I did not. I don't have a cable TV.
Okay, so we got YouTube TV, and Kermit the Frog was on there, and of course Jim Henson's gone, so his voice is gone.
Yeah. Yes.
But couldn't they come up with somebody that sounds like the old? I mean, with all it's just terrible.
It's depressing.
And Sesame Street has gone woke. Just unfortunately. Yep. So okay, so there's our Christmas movie favorite animated. Now we wanted to talk about favorite Christmas TV shows / variety shows. Now we're dating ourselves here, but
we are.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Do you want to start?
All right, I'll start.
How many did you have on your list?
I only have 4.
I have 3. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I have John Denver and the Muppets: A Christmas Together.
Oh, yeah.
I saw the special when it first aired on prime time back in 1979. I have not seen it since. I have looked for it. I cannot find it. I have the soundtrack. I love the soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
But was a really good special. It was back in the day when they would do variety show Christmas specials on TV, that you would have to watch live. And it just brings back so much nostalgia. But in this beloved holiday classic, Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy, and all the Muppets join the singer, John Denver, for a heartwarming Christmas celebration with traditional carols as well as some lesser known holiday songs. And it's good stuff.
Simple. Yeah, I remember that.
Do
You're
you?
right. I haven't seen that. And I think those were the times that they were still doing on Friday night the Muppet Show.
Yes. Yep.
So they were kind of at
It was
the pinnacle of their
yeah, they were at their zenith. Yep. Very
yeah,
popular.
for sure. Well, that's good. Mine has become my kids' favorite as well. One of them is 1966 Andy Williams Christmas Show.
Now, where do you
And,
have it? Where do you see that on?
So you can get this on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube.
Okay.
And the picture's not the best.
Okay.
But still, it's great. It's Andy Williams. He brings his mom and dad on. His brothers are on there, and there's a song that they sing that my kids and I sing together. The Osmond brothers are on there. His wife, and they sing traditional Christmas songs, and they sing the holiday songs. And it's just really, really, it's what an old school variety Christmas show should be like.
Very good.
Have you ever seen it?
I have not. I'm going to have to watch it.
Watch 1966 Andy Williams. Yeah.
I will do that. I absolutely will. It sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Well, I also have Twas the Night Before Christmas. Now, this is an obscure TV special that was on in 1977 with Paul Lynde, Foster Brooks, Alice Ghostley, and George Gobel. Loosely inspired by the 1923 poem, The Visit of St. Nicholas by Clement Clarke Moore, it aired 44 years ago tonight. This is December the 7th, as we're recording this. It aired December the 7th, 1977. I saw it that night. I have looked for it and looked for it and looked for it. I finally found it on YouTube. It's a very poor recording of it, but it was really good. Paul Lynde played Clement Moore, and it was all about how that poem came about. It was so good. I mean, I was a kid, but it was really good. And he finally recites it at the end. It's the best recitation of "Twas the Night Before Christmas" I've ever heard.
I wonder if you can buy that somewhere.
I have not been able to find it. It is so. Matter of fact, even IMDb didn't even have it for years on their database. You couldn't even, like, for instance, if you go to Paul Lynde, you couldn't even find it on his list of movies. They finally added it, but it's pretty obscure. I even wondered. I thought, did I dream it? My mom couldn't remember it or anything. Did I dream it? And finally, IMDb finally put it on, and I saw it on YouTube. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
You'll have to check that out.
Yeah. That's good. Again, we're dating ourselves, but man,
we are.
It's when they were good, you know. 1967, Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra Family Christmas Show.
Oh, wow. But that was
some of my favorite singers. Have you ever seen that?
I have not.
It's, they bring the kids and it's a little cheesy. It's Christmas cheesy, but it's good. It's the classic variety show that if you want Christmas, you're going to get Christmas.
Good.
So, yeah, it's good.
Well, I put for my next one, I actually put an episode of a sitcom. It's a MASH episode called Death Takes a Holiday. It's from season 9, episode 5. While local orphans attend a Christmas party in the mess tent, Hawkeye, BJ, and Margaret try to save the life of a critically injured soldier so that his family won't think of Christmas as the day their father died. Oh my goodness. Gets me every time. I love that episode.
The ending of Changing the Clock.
Yes. Where he changes the clock.
That's one of the best.
Yeah.
I mean, MASH was so good.
Yeah.
Was so good. Well, it's funny. You did a TV episode. I'm going to conclude with mine with the 1960 Andy Griffith Christmas episode.
Oh.
And they've colorized it now, but it was where I can't think of the old man's name who ran the department store.
I know who you're talking about, but I can't.
But he's he's a mean old codger, and there's a couple that's, I think, not paying their bill, or they're not, I don't know, something that didn't pay a bill, and he wanted them to go to jail. So they had Christmas at the jail, and the old man, he loves seeing it, and it's great how it ends, but it's a fun one. It's a fun
That sounds good.
Now you remember Father Knows Best, of course.
Yeah.
And the girl, the oldest girl, what's her name?
Eleanor Donahue. Yeah.
Donahue. Yeah, she plays Ellie, and I
Yeah.
think she was just on one season. If I'm not correct, I'm mistaken. I don't know. Is that right? 1 year?
I don't know. Andy's girlfriend.
Yeah, I think she had. My dad told me that she had a 3-year contract, but I think it's just 1 year.
Okay.
But she was part of that, and it was good.
I'll have to watch that one.
Fun, clean, and meaningful.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Well, I have, as my last one, I have an episode of Everybody Loves Raymond from December 4th. By the way, the episode of MASH aired December 15, 1980. This episode is season 3, episode 12 of Everybody Loves Raymond. It aired December 14, 1998. When Ray gives his parents, it's called The Toaster. When Ray gives his parents an engraved toaster for Christmas, they exchange it right away without even opening it. I'm telling you what, it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
That is funny.
Isn't that a great episode?
Oh, I just totally forgot about that. That is great. I love that. That is a classic right there.
Yes. Yeah, it is.
You can't beat Everybody Loves Raymond. And I think if we would think more about this stuff, I'm sure we could probably put a lot more on the list, especially when it came to TV sitcoms and stuff.
Yeah, they had some good episodes. Mm-hmm.
Mary Tyler Moore had a couple good ones.
Yep.
And even I was watching is it the Dick Van Dyke Show?
Yeah.
And that they had one on there that was really good too.
The Flintstones had Christmas episodes.
That was a good one.
Even the Brady Bunch had a Christmas episode that isn't aired very often. Matter of fact, I think I've only seen it one time, but they had a Christmas episode. Yeah. Where Carol comes down with laryngitis.
That's right.
To sing, and then she winds up getting her voice back and singing at the Christmas Eve service. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, our next one would be new Christmas movies.
And I don't have any.
And I have one. And this is, now we had this conversation earlier, but it's okay. It's a new one that just came out on Disney Plus. And now don't judge me by this, but it's called Home Sweet Home Alone. It's the newest installment of Home Alone. However, it's a standalone movie. Don't compare it to 1 and 2. I'm going to tell you something about this. I've seen all the other Home Alones, and just like, you can hear crickets in the background.
All 23 of them?
Yeah, they're not funny. This one, all of our family watched it. My dad was over there laughing like crazy. We were crying. It was so funny.
Really?
So it was good. Now, a lady in there who played what was her name on Office?
Erin. Yeah, Ellie Kemper.
Kemper. She's great. She's funny, and the little kid who plays in the Home Alone part is great. And I don't want to spoil it, but Buzz Lightyear is an officer in this, and he plays a great part.
All right, I gotta watch this.
It's good. You gotta watch it and then let me know.
Home Sweet Home Alone. I will watch that before we talk next time.
Okay. All right. And then I did put 2. The other one is all these movies are the same, but my wife and I love to do this together. It's Hallmark movies.
Well, my wife watches them, and I sit in the same room, but I don't watch them. I'm doing other things. I can't. I just can't do it. I'm sorry, I can't. They're so dumb.
Oh, I know, but I love doing it with, just watching. I don't know, just being in the room with my wife is good.
Yeah.
So,
yep, that's good.
Yep. All right. I think we're at non-Christmas movie favorites.
Yeah, not Christmas movies, but we like to watch them at this time of year.
I have 2. What do you have?
Well, I had 3, but I would include the Bells of St. Mary's, so I don't need to talk about that anymore.
Okay. Go ahead.
I also have Going My Way, which was the prequel. It came before the Bells of St. Mary's. It's from 1944 with Bing Crosby, Barry Fitzgerald, Frank McHugh, and James Brown. When young Father O'Malley arrives at St. Dominic's, old Father Fitzgibbon doesn't think much of the church's newest member. And we watched it last year in Christmas movies, thinking it was more of a Christmas movie, and it really isn't. But I'll tell you what, when Bing Crosby sings Silent Night, it'll make you want to watch it every Christmas anyway.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, some of the obvious answers would be like Die Hard, they call that a Christmas movie.
But that's another one of those that you have to watch it on TV because the language otherwise is so terrible.
Yeah. Well, I got 2 movies that I could only think of that I would play during this time. One is Jurassic Park or Jurassic World.
Now, why this time? Because, I mean, there's nothing about Christmas at all.
I was trying to think, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Jurassic Park or Jurassic World, one of them, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. We might have got it for a gift and then just started watching it, more. My wife and I went to the original Jurassic Park. So, and I don't think that came out in Christmas. Do you know when that came out?
I don't. It came out in 93, but I don't remember what time of year it came out. I don't think it came out at Christmas because I think Schindler's List came out closer to Christmas, which was Spielberg's other movie that year.
It's kind of funny because it's a movie that, I like to watch, and I don't know when it came out. I'm trying to see it at 93. It just doesn't say when.
Yeah.
But and then the other one is The Big Year. Now The Big Year has some Christmas in it. Okay. It has some New Year's in it, and it has some Thanksgiving. Have you seen The Big Year yet?
I have not heard of it.
Remember, it's the one that I talked to you about. It's with Steve Martin,
Owen
Wilson, and Jack Black.
Okay, I do remember you telling me about that.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name.
So those are the 2 movies, basically.
Well, I also have Miracle from 2004 with Kurt Russell, Patricia Clarkson, Nathan West, and Noah Emmerich. It's the true story of Herb Brooks, the player turned coach who led the 1980 U.S. Olympic hockey team to victory over the seemingly invincible Soviet squad. And again, it's not there. There is a scene of Christmas in there, but it's just the magic of the miracle that just makes it a good holiday movie.
It is. And that was right after Christmas, but it's still.
Yeah.
It's good. That's a good one. And then favorite Christmas movie music. We've talked about some of this.
Yeah, I think we've already covered those, haven't we?
Well, I had, you know what? We did.
Yeah.
Except for White Christmas. I don't know if there's a soundtrack to that, but I just love all the music in that.
Yeah, it's good. It's, listen, everything that we've talked about, we could keep going on forever and ever and ever, but we hope that we've been able to kind of sate your appetite for some Christmas entertainment. Check some of those movies out that we talked about. We want to thank Andy and our listeners for being with us during this episode. Please don't forget to comment, share this podcast with your friends, and hey, why don't you message us on our Facebook page and on our Instagram page? We'd be happy to talk to you.
Thanks for joining us for another 2 Daves podcast. And until we meet again, I want you to remember 2 Daves are always better than one.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.